Hello, happy Monday. I'm glad you're joining us again. Pastor Carl Johnston with Time of Devotion, Daily Devotion. Today we're on our second Feast of Israel, the Feast of the Unleavened Bread. Now, yesterday we talked about the Feast of Passover. Feast of Passover is one day. Feast of the Unleavened Bread is connected to it the next day and the next 7 days. It is a feast of celebration, of remembering also in the past what happened, how the children of Israel were in the wilderness for 40 years, and there wasn't time to make any bread that had to rise with yeast. They had to eat yeast-free bread, unleavened bread, without any leavening in it. Now, I happen to have here today with me a piece of matzah. Now, matzah is a kind of bread. It's actually kind of almost a cracker. You can see it's very thin in terms of its width, so it's very brittle. You also will notice, this way I guess would be as well, it has stripes and it is pierced. Now, why is that important? Part of that is the baking process. Part of that is the idea of we don't have enough time to wait for the bread to rise, but we're going to be on the road and we're going to be going on. Now, this Thursday we're having Thanksgiving, and in the olden days, before we started ordering everything online for our goods, we would have Black Friday. And everyone would run to the malls and get there as early as they could. And Thanksgiving and Black Friday kind of went together. Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread go together because we're remembering Passover, which is the feast of talking about delivering from slavery. But then the Feast of the Unleavened Bread is 7 days of thinking about that journey. The journey of the children of Israel, number one, in the past, and then what journey are we on? And then what's the journey we're going to go on? And will we have time to prepare certain things in our lives? But as followers of Christ, we look at the matzah and we think of, by his stripes you were healed. You've been pierced. He's been pierced for our transgressions. By his stripes you were healed. And so this is a great thing to use for communion, to remember Jesus and the Passover lamb, but also Jesus who said, I'm the bread of life. So when we look at Jesus and the matzah and the Passover, the feast of the unleavened bread, it all ties together. And so I pray that you'll think about that. It'll be something for you to think about concerning your journey, your spiritual journey, about where are you at, where are you going, that maybe where do you want to go. I hope you draw closer to Jesus because of our time together and for other reasons as well. And I want you to have an opportunity to think about that.